Hello again, witchy people. I'm going to go have a quick flip through of my grimoire. It's not finished, it's still not finished. I have to put in quite a lot about divination and scrying, and there are a few pages that I've printed out and aren't actually in there yet. They haven't been inked up. I do have all my charms on the side now, and I put them on the side rather than keep them on the front. See if I can get a bit of light here and show you them. I have same as before. I do have a necklace which is a pentacle necklace, and we have the raven, the moon, my cat bell for one of my cat's collars, a holly leaf, the pentacle, acorns, green man, another holly leaf, another acorn, a larger acorn, and a fir cone. And they're all just hidden behind there, and they make a lovely sound, so it's nice to, when they jangle about every time the book's moved. Okay, let's get this down again. It is quite a heavy book. Undo my ribbons here. Onto the first page. This is just a photocopy of a picture that I did a while ago, trying to get back into the swing of drawing again. I haven't drawn for such a long time. And same picture but in green. This was a gift from the Cackling Cauldron. I will get her name right eventually. It's Andrea. I think her name is Andrea. This was a gift from her, so it's in there, and that's just attention now to a witch's words. I thought it was so pretty, and it is nice words, so I thought it would go nice in there. Another poem of mine. This poem actually is the one that goes with the picture here. Oh, you'll have to excuse me, I do keep yawning. I did explain in an earlier video, it's not because I'm bored or anything like that. I have an ear infection following on from the cold that I had, and it makes me yawn, so I do apologise. Yeah, the poem is In Search of the Green Man, and that goes with that one. And then there's another poem. So most of this you've already seen. Is paganism a religion? Just a point of view. Way of the Witch, which is my own point of view. More Words of Mine. Pagan Musings from Tony Kelly and Jim, and I still can't remember his name. Wheel of the Year. Small section on the Wheel of the Year and each of the monthly moons. Going into more detail about Sabbats. This, I suppose, it's quite a Wiccan idea of the Sabbats that I have here. Once again, it is more for reference. It's not exactly what I do. So I still haven't altered my tools page yet, because I haven't put in my sword. But like I said, I do have a sword, I just don't use it. It's a showpiece, really. The pentacle, and then the elements. A couple of blank pages, going on to the planets. And I started off with the sun, and they are, I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think they are in order of their closeness to the sun. And once again, these came from the Cackling Cauldron. I think I said when I first put up my first video about the grimoire, that it was going to cost me in the region of £300 to put together. Some of that is because I bought these pages to download. I would like to state also that that cost does include everything. That's from the grey board that I use. I think they call it chipboard in America, but we call it grey board here. The paper, the card, the ink that I used, and that's quite expensive. Absolutely everything. The pencils I had to buy to draw the pictures. Absolutely everything is included in that price. So if you think about it that way, that's actually not a bad price. And I still have some ink left, so by the time I've sort of gone through, hopefully, you know, it won't cost me any more. So we have a little bit here on correspondences. I do go further into that, a bit further on with a little bit extra. Witchcraft and magic. This is positive and negative magic and spells, black and white magic, and the differences between ritual magic, high magic and low magic. And like I said, this is just, I mean, I suppose a lot of this information I can find in other books, but I wanted it in one place, and I wanted it in a form that I could understand and that I liked. So, which is why I decided to put the book in. So we have rune casting. So this is more into divination and such like, divination and scrying, and this is the part of the book that I will be adding quite a lot to. So numerology, pages are stuck together. This is also from Andrea, Phases of the Moon. More moon phases and magic. This is obviously mine because it's not nearly as pretty as Andrea's. Auras, crystal gazing, the magic of gemstones, colours, fragrance and candle magic, other associations, spell crafting, then on to spells. I do actually have, I think, another 15 or so spells, maybe one or two less or more, that I have to print out. Charms and talismans, which obviously also comes under spells. Simple oracles, and once again some spells. And that goes on. There's a lot of left-handed magic in here as well. And then we go on to my favourite sections, and this goes on for quite a while. So herbs, and this is just a small amount on each one. Herb folk names, which I still haven't expanded on. What about the Witch's Herbal How-To, which is about harvesting the herbs, drying them, keeping them. The Witch's Kitchen. So this is more recipes. This goes on to sort of recipes. Magical uses for herbs and roots. This is actually a page I downloaded from the internet. Dark Power Herbs. I think it was on Pinterest. Once again, this is like more recipes, cough syrups and such like. And then essential oils and how to mix them. That sort of thing. How to make potpourri, and that's once again using fragrance magic. So they're recipes as well on such thing. This is another one from Andrea, and then we have quite a few pages that I can add my own sort of things. That's got pre-lined paper down onto it, and then it's onto the herbs, which goes into a lot more detail. I think I said before, I got these from Andrea from the Cackling Cauldron because it was the same information as I already had, but in a much prettier form. So I didn't mind paying for them. She's a lovely lady. Her work is, as you can see, exquisite. And a lot of these I do have repeated in my own section, which is Lore and Folklore of Trees. So we go on to lots of trees: alder, apple, ash, aspen, beech. I did want to put in, I do have the 9 sacred trees, which aren't all trees actually. I think one of them is a reed, isn't it, which isn't actually a tree. What I also wanted to include was all the British native trees, every single one of them. This is a page from Andrea, so I didn't have to do ferns. And as you can see, some are a double page, so hazel's double, holly will be double as well. Lots more information on those. So as you can see, lots and lots and lots, like the lime tree, which is the British lime tree, is linden tree. It's basswood in North America, I do believe. So that goes on and on. And because I did want all the British trees, I think that's the last one. Oh, there are a couple of added extras. There's clover, dandelion and heather, because I think they come under sacred plants. I'm not too sure. So because I wanted all the British trees, I do have a separate list of trees, which I didn't have enough information on them to make a large page like this. And this was all done with Microsoft Word, by the way, because it's the only thing I can use. So I have them listed: Persian buckthorn, alder buckthorn, common box, dogwood, guelder rose, wild service tree, white beam, Plymouth pear, which I think is one of the rarest trees there are in England. Then it goes on to fruit trees, citrus trees here. There's a few fruits, and so on and so forth. Then the sacred wood and the lore of the trees. And I also wanted the 9 blessed trees listed here. The 9 I sing, the 9 blessed trees. So that's all there. So it's a little bit of extra information: tree folklore, horticultural horoscope, nature and the Celtic tree calendar. Like I said, I have got a few more pages to put in, and the rest of it is going to be divination and spells. Oh, and right at the back there I do have the the pagan child's alphabet, just because I liked it. I do actually also have, just for a bit of fun, J.K. Rowling's wand lore. I don't think I'm going to put it in, but I was going to. So, quite a bit done, quite a bit left to do. And I think what I'm going to do is have, like I said, a separate book just for spells. It's not going to be the book I made unless I make some new pages for it, because I like these thin pages. So there we have it. My grimoire. Not complete, but definitely getting there. And as a reference for me, it's a very personal book. It is specifically tailored for me. And like I said, it wasn't the cheapest to make, but that is everything. The cost of absolutely everything: the paper, the ink, the ribbon, absolutely everything from start to finish, including, you know, the pages that I bought, the ribbons, everything. And I think if you're going to make a book of shows, if you take off, say, I probably spent about £120 or so just downloading, paying to download items and such like, because there are a lot in there that I paid to download. So if you take that off, you know, you're still talking a fair bit. So we're probably talking sort of 150 to 200 pounds to make a Book of Shadows grimoire like this. But that is from start to finish, and it also depends on obviously what printer you have, because that will affect the cost of the ink, and ink is quite expensive for mine. But I think it's nice to know, you know, roughly how much it's going to cost for everything if you're going to make something like this. I could probably have got the binding posts. I think they're called, is it Chicago screws? I can't remember now. But the binding posts I probably could have got cheaper. I wanted them quickly, so I ordered them from an English store, even though they were quite cheap. I think I got them from a place called Square Dog Crafts, and they were about £7 for 4 of the, and they are the 100mm size ones. You can get them a lot cheaper, obviously, if you send off for them from China or somewhere abroad. Sorry about the noises, my dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear that, my dog is snoring once again. Yeah, where was I? So obviously you could probably get it done slightly cheaper, but it's nice to know and have some idea of how much this may end up costing you. And obviously that doesn't include the time or anything, but that is the cost of everything. It's not going to cost me any more than that, as far as I know, because I'm not going to need any more. I've already bought my paper. I'm not going to need any more paper. Of course, it even came down to the cost of the pencils that I bought to draw the pictures with. And obviously I've done a lot of colouring in, so colouring pencils, they weren't very expensive, but that price is added in there as well. So like I said, it's nice to have a rough idea of how much it may cost you, and it is something that you can spread out over a period of time, because it does take a while to do the research. A lot of this was from notes that I already had, obviously, because this is actually my first grimoire that I've done for myself, but I did have a lot of the notes there because I had the information written down. And if you want to know why I'm doing this, Witchy Ramblings number 6, I do believe, I explain why I've decided, after all these years of being a witch, to finally do a grimoire. That is explained in Witchy Ramblings number 6. But there you have it, my grimoire, and I do think it looks rather pretty, and it's, like I said, it is. I love the colour of the pages, and I love the feel of them. You know, there's a little bit room left still for me to finish off those pages. Of course, like next, it'll be divination, scrying, and then putting in the extra pages. And I'm really pleased with it, and I think that's what's important. You have to love it yourself, and then it means something. So, and I don't love it because of the way it looks on the outside. I love it because of the amount of care and attention I've taken doing it, and you know, the information that's inside. That, I think, is why I love it. There we go. I hope you enjoyed having a quick flip through my grimoire. Bye bye for now, witchy people.